What's going on, everybody? I hope you had a great weekend. I just woke up not too long ago because I got in at about 1 o'clock this morning from seeing Blushing in Nashville last night. And I was able to get a signed vinyl for my daughter and a signed CD for myself because I'm just not cool enough for vinyl, I guess. Anyway, I was talking to all of the opening bands before and after the show, and it was really interesting because all of them were commenting on the lighting setup that the 5 Spot has in Nashville. And it was only my second time going to this venue, but I remember that from last time. The lighting is just awesome, and it's definitely something that the 5 Spot has over other venues in the Nashville area. And it gave me an idea for a poster, something that I haven't done in a long time and something I've never done on this channel before. It's actually a very simple process, and because of that, this is not going to be that long of a video. But what we're going to be doing is just some simple spotlight type of techniques. I don't know if there's a technical name for it, but that's what we're going to be doing today, and most of the work is going to be done in Photoshop rather than Illustrator, so let's get started. Alright, so like I said, most of the work is going to be done in Photoshop, but we're going to be starting in Illustrator because I want to get some text down first. And I'm not sure if I've used this font on this channel before, but it's a Google font called Inter. And it's a great font, really great sans serif. It's perfect for any kind of Swiss design posters that we're doing. What we're going to be doing today is not really Swiss design technically, but I guess if you were going to label it, maybe it could be Swiss or maybe even minimalist or whatever. I'm not sure. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of our text put together first, and then we're going to take that into Photoshop and we're going to apply these really cool spotlight effects to it. So in terms of the sizing, I am going to take a Swiss type of approach here, and we're going to make sure that we set everything to optical there. I'm actually pretty happy with the kerning on this. The only thing is I will bring in this B and this L a little bit closer together, and then the same thing with the L and the U, but everything else I'm pretty happy with. And I actually think I'm going to go all caps for this. It's something that I don't really do too often, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I'll make a copy of this right here, and we'll set it to 30% of our original type, and these are going to be the supporting bands, which were Bleary, Woven, and Lockstep. All three of them are Nashville-based shoegaze bands, and I'll link their Bandcamps down in the description. And I'll just do something like this. I'll take that all caps off right there. We'll just do like a width right there, and I want everything to be flush left. And then we are going to bring this down, and we'll do the concert information. And we'll do 60%, and I'll make a copy of this, and this is going to be our concert information, and we'll do 60% of that type. And there's our concert information right here. So what we're going to do is, because we have everything flush left, and you want to keep it that way, we need to make sure that everything is going to work that way on the left side of the poster without appearing like the headliner is being centered. So again, shame on me, I'm not using a Swiss grid for this poster, but I don't really care. So we're going to set Blushing. I'm going to grab this right here, and we're going to set this to 2 inches in. And I think that that is good enough to not look like it was accidentally not centered because it's not intended to be centered. And we'll also set this at 2 inches right here, and this right here over on this side. So the artistic focus on this poster is going to be a balance of the lighting that we're going to be doing, the spotlighting versus the text. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to anchor this down to the bottom, and we'll do that 2 inches down at the bottom. 1, 2, right there. And then as far as the spacing goes, we will do something like this, where we will set probably about half an inch, or no, actually we need more than that, don't we? Probably 2 inches. Yeah, that looks good. And then at the top, because they're the headliner, we will put them 2 inches right up here. So what we'll do is we'll have this be the headlining type, the secondary type, and I'm sorry, I hate this word, but it is a word, tertiary type at the bottom. And I will add $10 at the door. And then of course that means that we have to adjust our spacing again, so let's do that. Okay, so very simple type layout right here, but that's exactly what we want for what we're going to be doing in Photoshop. So let's grab everything, and we're going to hit copy, and we're going to paste this directly into Photoshop as a smart object. And I'm going to bring up my guides, and we are going to align this exactly to the guides right here. And I'm going to put this right about here. There we go. Okay, so now for the fun part. What we're going to do is we're going to make the background completely black. And then I'm going to bring this color overlay right here. That's a cool blue right there, but I want it to be white. And now that I think about it, I may want to bring it down a little bit, maybe not 100% white, but probably around 90% because we may add some effects to this. And then all we're going to do is click on the background layer and then click on add new layer. And then I'm going to hit B to activate my brush. And we're going to bring the size up to probably around 4,000 pixels. It's going to be a pretty large brush size there. And as far as the lighting last night, there were lots of like reds, oranges, pinks, purples, things like that. So I think I'm going to focus on those colors, and we're going to get kind of like a reddish one right here. I don't want to overdo it too much. But what's really cool about doing things like this is that you can really experiment around and just kind of see what you like. And this is kind of similar to making like a gradient or something like that in Illustrator, but you can easily do it right here in Photoshop just with brushes. And you don't have to do this, but this is something that I do. Every time I create a new spotlight, I add it on a new layer and I click in the center so that I can easily click and move it anywhere I want to. So I'll probably do maybe 1 or 2 more, and you can also adjust the size of it as well, so that way you can have a little bit more variety. And sometimes you'll get something like this where it is cut off on the side, and that's because we did 5,000 pixels and we did it in the center, but it still is cutting it off because it's only going to the bounds of the canvas. So what you can do in a situation like that is just grab your eraser tool, and you want to make it pretty large, probably around 2,000 or so, and then just kind of softly erase that edge right there. And then from this point, if I want to move this blue down to here, just kind of make it like a kind of like a circle type of thing, we can totally do that. I may add like a kind of like a gold or something. I think I'll bring this back down to a 4,000 so we don't have to shave off the edges again. Looks like I got to erase some of that edge right there on that blue. So here you go, just a really nice and effective spotlight type of design where we have some really cool type interlaced with it. Just a really cool and easy way to put something together in Photoshop and Illustrator. And if you want, you can easily add some kind of a overlay to it or something like that just to give it a little bit more texture. I'm definitely going to constrain proportions on that because I don't want that type to be distorted. And you can set it to something like lighter color or overlay or really whatever you want to do. That's actually pretty cool right there. So it's got those little scratches on there and everything, and it does show up the text right there, but if that's something that you're going for, then go for it. And there are a lot of other ways that you can go in and change the colors if you want to. You can add a hue and saturation layer and just kind of play around with that. You know, you get kind of this really trippy effect right here. That actually is a little bit closer to what we actually saw last night, so that's pretty cool. This would be a really cool animated poster to kind of do something like this. But I really like this right here, the pinks and the yellows and the purples. That's very nice. And you can also turn up the saturation as well. But really, whatever you're doing, just go in and play with it and just have fun and come up with something really cool. And if you come up with something, let me know what it is down in the comments. All right, well, thanks a lot for watching me make that blushing poster. That was a lot of fun, and the show was awesome last night. Before I let you go, I want to let you know that I actually have a new channel coming up soon for any of you Shoegaze fans out there. I know a lot of you that watch are Shoegaze and Dream Pop fans, so I'm actually going to be launching a new channel. It's going to be called Shoegaze Guy, and I've got it linked down in the description. I'm still working on putting some things together, but it's going to be a Shoegaze album review channel where I talk about all of the different albums track by track. I'm going to be rating the album. It's going to be a little bit more along the lines of talking about the music rather than just giving it like a critical review, because I'm not a critic. I just want to talk about shoegaze music and share what I know with you, and I want you to share the music you know with me. So anyway, keep an eye out for that. It's going to be happening really soon. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications to be notified of all future content. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.